Hi, welcome to Sunshine Coast Art Classes. I'm really looking forward to showing you a tutorial of how easy watercolour painting can be. I'm coming from a place where I want you to think of coming down to a child's level where a child doesn't think very much and they just want to go and play. And this is what my workshops are all about. It's just about having fun, and it's about learning how to paint for pure pleasure, not perfection, but pure pleasure. So if you're looking for a workshop that's going to be easy, this is the one. And it's always good to start at the beginning rather than go and do an advanced class and think, no, I don't like painting, I'm no good at painting, and you give up. So what I want to show you is how to start right from the beginning, and that's always a good place to start. These workshops are designed for the beginner artist. So what I want to do is just show you how easy the wet on wet watercolor technique is. So what we're going to do is it's going to have a sample sheet, and I'm using my composition, which is an exotic, I call it an exotic flower. It could be any flower that you want it to be, but over the years this painting has proved to many people and showed them how easy it is to learn the wet on wet watercolor technique. And what I also want to say is that once you've learned this technique, you can paint whatever you want. But what I want to do in my first beginners workshop is that you'll come and you will choose one of my compositions, and this is just one of them, of many, and then we will go through it step by step until the painting is completed. And during that time of 4 hours, you will learn the wet on wet watercolor technique and all the little fun things you can do to create a masterpiece in just one fun and easy lesson. So how are we going to do this? We're going to start with our sample sheet, which I'm happy to show you today. If you want to come along to my workshop and fine-tune and do a beautiful painting, then please do contact me through my website. Right, here we go. As you can see, I've drawn up some petals. Basically, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. Now we're going to be painting always from the middle out. So remember, I'm concentrating on the technique, which is called the wet on wet watercolor technique. And of course you have to wet the paper. If you don't wet the paper, then it won't work. So I've got 2 brushes that I'll be using today, a middle-sized one and a small one. And as you can see, I've got 6 paints. I use a product called Art Spectrum Pigmented Ink. I only use 6 colours. But when you come along to the workshop, I show you how we can make those 6 colours go a long, long way. So what we're going to do first is we're going to wet this area. So I'm just going over the line first, and then I'm going to colour it in with water, and it's about that much. Then I'm going to grab my little brush, and I'm just going to make sure it's lovely and clean before I go into the colours. And I'm going to go with my first colour. And all I'm going to do is this beautiful flick. Okay, then I'm going to wash it, I'm going to wipe it, and I'm going to go into my second colour, and I'm going to flick it again, and then I'm going to just create a little edge. Just a little kind of whimsical hint of an edge. That's what it's supposed to be like. Then I'm going to grab my middle brush again, and I'm just going to drop some water like that. Now I'm just going to keep going with this because I want you to see how this changes once it dries. And just remember, this is a technique that you'll be learning in the workshop. And once you've learnt that technique, you can paint anything you like. So here we go again. Flick like that. Wipe it into my second colour. Another flick. And then I'm going to go round the edge just with a fine line like that. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just using water. This is exactly how I paint. There's no other way. I keep it very simple. As you can see, 3 brushes, 6 spots of paint. It's easy. You don't have to make it hard for yourself. So that's why and how I fell in love with it, because it's simple. Right, so I'm going to go into, maybe we'll do a different colour just to show you that you can do any colours. I'm just going to brighten that up a little bit. Okay, in we go, wash it off again. Another colour. Ta-da! Around the edge. As you can see, this painting is quite, in a way, messy, loose, whatever you want to call it, but it's really more contemporary watercolour painting rather than traditional. So you can see that's starting to change a bit now. Actually, I'm going to do another one, so I'll just draw up some more. These, remember these, I'm just doing the petals to show you the technique. Right, so all I'm going to do is wet that again. I'm going pretty fast. Watercolour painting tends to be a quick technique because the air temperature is involved, and so you need to be working, you know, just to be conscious of that. So I didn't wet it a real lot that time, and that's why I've got a whole lot of white space in there, but that's okay. It's all good, you know. This is what I love about this style of painting, that you never really quite know how it's going to work or how it's going to look, but that's the wonderful thing about it, so that you can actually never paint a painting the same again because of the air temperature, I'll do a yellow, time of the year, the mood you're in, all those things come together to create what your painting is going to look like. Okay, so I'm actually going to throw a little bit of water back on that one now, so that will make it, it'll change it again. And so this is what we learn in the workshops, how to play with the water and the paint, how much water to put down, how much paint to put down, and just the different things you can do with this one style that I'm showing you at the moment. There's many, many more, but I just chose to show you this one today. Okay, so I'm going to go back now, and I might just add some water to this one in here. I might use that other brush, I think. Okay, so it's starting to really change now, and this is where you get, if you can look at the painting itself, it really does change once it's dried. And then once it's dried, you know, we'll put another layer on it so that we're going to put the spots in there so that it makes it look like more like an orchid. And then we're going to come in and put some gold paint, and there's a little bit of pastel around the edge, and then there's that black line where that'll make it all come together. So basically, I hope that's helped you, and as you can see, it's easy and it's fun. And so please contact me, as I said, on my website, and happy painting.